Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the What's Making Money Now show. I am your host Tim Mai, aka Dr. Do Deals. I have a very special guest on the line with us today, Jean Norton from Austin, Texas. Right, Jean? That's where you're
Hi.
currently staying.
Yes, I'm in Austin, Texas.
And Jean is an awesome real estate investor, and some of the things that she's doing is quite unique. And I'm really excited to do this interview to share with you guys that they are actually investors out there making money right now in today's market, and what they're doing differently that that you can learn from and take advantage of, and even more importantly is get inspired by their success, so that way you can get yourself off the ground. If you haven't done any deals yet, know that there's people out there doing deals that you can learn from. And if you already done a deal, well, this is how you can take your business to the next level. So I'm really excited to be here with you, Jean. Thank you so much for your willingness to be on this interview with us.
Oh, no problem. I'm delighted to be here.
Awesome. All right, Jean, well, let's start with if you can share with everybody a little bit about your background. Are you married, single? What's going on?
I'm married. I have a family. I've got two teenage boys. One is actually 19 and the other one is 16.
Wow, that's
And
fun.
yeah, that is fun. My 19-year-old is off training to be a Marine,
Ah,
and
cool.
my 16-year-old is in high school and actually has a job, and they're both doing really, really great. My husband's in real estate. He's been a landlord for many years. And my background has been in technology. I have been a computer programmer. I was a computer consultant. I went back and got my master's degree in technology commercialization and tried a few things. And then when the real estate opportunity presented itself, then I hopped on that.
Got it. So
Yeah, I pretty much have decided that I'm probably unemployable.
I like that. Yes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I've only worked, after college anyways, I guess, because I worked before doing high school and college, but yeah, I've only worked for a couple of years in the corporate world, but like I can't imagine myself going back to work at a job anymore. Like I don't think I can do it.
I know. Sometimes I think about it, and I don't know. I kind of get used to kind of waking up and doing half my workday in my PJs, and and yeah, you get kind of used to that.
Got it, got it. Now you mentioned you got started in real estate investing because there was an opportunity there. What was that opportunity?
I went to a real estate seminar. It was a very expensive seminar, and I guess just the bullhead part of me says, "Well, darn, with this thing being so expensive, I better get my money out of it." And I did. I found a deal, and we rehabbed a property and sold it and got a pretty good profit, and that paid for the training. So that was good.
That's great.
Um, yeah,
Where
and
where
go
was
ahead.
that property? What market
That
was that?
that was in Riverside, California.
Okay. And were you in California at that time or no?
No,
Okay.
no, no. I stayed there for a little bit just to get everybody started, and then I came home, and we were able to rehab remotely. I was able to get them to send me pictures, and we could see the progress, and it was really a very good experience.
Got
I will say I spent too much money. I let them talk me into rehabbing, stuff that really wasn't going to give me a good return, but it did make sense, but it just really didn't add to the actual profit. So I've since learned, you learn every step of the way.
Right, right. And how
Uh,
long ago was that?
That was about 2.5 years ago.
2.5 years ago. Okay. And so, all right. So you went to a seminar. You got all excited, right? You're like, man, I pay a lot of money for this seminar. I better do something. Yeah, better make
Yeah.
my money. So,
Yeah.
how did you find that deal?
I went back to California. I found a real estate agent, and we looked at foreclosed properties. And that
Okay.
was pretty much what I was after.
All right.
Um,
So
Go
you
ahead.
look for foreclosed properties, made an offer on it. How did you fund the deal?
Oh, I had money in savings, and my business partner at the time had some money in savings, so we funded it ourselves for the first time. I think a lot of that is I I don't know. I mean, we did try to refinance out of it. We had to close so quickly, so we just sort of desperately shook every piggy bank we could find to close on that property. And yeah, it was an uneasy feeling knowing that everything was tied up in that one property. But I think there was something about us needing, for our own confidence level, needing to do it ourselves to prove to our future investors that we did it and that we could do it ourselves.
Got
And
it.
that was the only time I used my own money.
And who is this partner? How did you find him?
Well, she's gone.
Okay, she's gone.
She's gone. It didn't work out. I like to say, I've got one partnership without an exit strategy, and that's my husband. So right now, so it didn't work out.
Got it. Okay, but it gave you the confidence. Was it somebody you met in class, or was it somebody out in?
It was somebody I already knew. She was a friend.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So y'all did that deal together, and so what was the value of that property, and how much you guys bought it for? How much you rehabbed it?
We paid $105,000 for it, and we put probably about 35 to 40
Oh,
into
that's
it.
a lot. Wow.
That was a lot. Well, like I said, I've since learned that there are like 5 different styles of contractors, and the first one is the salesman, and that's what we got on the first one was the salesman. And I can tell you, when you have a salesman as a contractor, you know you've got a salesman when they say how good something's going to look, or how something's going to pop, or what would really be neat is this and this and this. And I've had a couple of those kinds of contractors, and it will work if they've got like a production counterpart. So yeah, I got oversold. I mean, they told me that I should move the water heater from in the kitchen into the garage, and it's like, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And then they talked me into the 30-year roof instead of the 20-year roof because of curb appeal, and it'll increase the value. And I was like, well, yeah, that kind of makes sense. And there were several items like that, and it made sense. We did sell it and we did make a profit. Thank goodness. I think we would have made more of a profit had I known now, what I know.
Right.
But we ended up selling it. It was still during that time that FHA had that 90-day seasoning rule. So as soon as the 90 days were up, we were in a multiple offer situation,
Awesome.
and we were able to choose the one we thought would actually, close. And that price was at 195.
Wow. So
Wow is right.
you bought for 105, right?
Uh-huh.
You put 35,000 in repairs. So that
Yeah.
35 to 40, right?
Yeah.
So you're about 140 to 145.
Right.
And you sold for 195. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Well, yeah, that would have been, but the FHA appraisal came back too low.
Oh,
Yeah, and in fact, it came in like about $22,000 lower than the agreed upon price.
oh, okay.
I'll tell you, these are the learning experiences that happen. But I was fortunate enough to actually analyze the area and find the right people to make an appeal to the underwriters, and I got 14,000 back.
I like that.
Yeah, you don't take what they tell you.
Right.
Face value.
I like that. I like that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
so I think we walked away with $20,000 or $30,000.
Okay, well that's great. First
Yeah.
deal, made money, payback for the seminar, had a lot of fun.
Right, right.
So that's really awesome. And so what happened, like I guess like what was the light bulb for you in that deal? What was like the big aha for you about that deal?
The big aha was the FHA appraisal, and putting in more than you really need. I mean, at the end of it, I could have diamond studded the swimming pool and we would still be able to only be able to sell it for the price we sold it for. So the big lesson learned is don't put too much into it, because you're not going to. It's only going to resell for a certain amount of money.
Right.
That's if you're selling to FHA buyers.
Got it. Yeah, because the comps can only support so much, even if you, even if it's like the most gorgeous house in the block. It's just that's what the block can comp for.
Right.
Got it. Okay, and so so that was 2.5 years ago. So fast forward a little bit. How many deals have you done since then?
I tried a couple here in Austin, and it's been very frustrating. I haven't been able to find the spreads that I like here in Austin, so I have looked elsewhere. I made lots of offers out in California because the opportunities were there, and there was just a lot of competition going on with other investors. So I started looking in other areas north of Los Angeles, and I got a property in Bakersfield, and I managed all of that remotely. I found a contractor I really liked. He sent us pictures. He was unbelievable. I mean, he did the bid, and he had the project done in 10 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so that one, we also got funding from an investor, and we split the profits with the investor. And then I ended up getting about 6 more properties in that same area. I kind of like those low price points, the $50,000 to $60,000 houses, and sell them for 100, 110, around in there. So I've been really lucky, or I shouldn't say lucky, fortunate to have found that little, what I call my little pot of silver there.
Yeah.
And right now I've got a deal in right outside of Washington, D.C., and I've got one in Chicago too. So I'm not afraid to go to where the spreads are, where the opportunities are.
Now, is it because you had Bird Dogs brought you these deals that's in Chicago and Washington, D.C., or how did you even
but
find
they
it?
are helping me find some buyers, that's for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I've been getting my properties mainly with online auctions.
Okay.
And so it's pretty risky and scary, but I am trying to wholesale the property in Washington, D.C., it's actually in Maryland, and then the one in Chicago, and I'm working with the wholesalers. They're bringing me cash buyers.
Got it.
Yeah, and they're gonna get a fee.
There's a ton of wholesalers there. It's a lot.
Yeah, yeah. There's several of them, and it's been an interesting experience. First trying to wholesale, and these are new areas for me, so I'm learning a lot about it, and really appreciating the wholesalers that are out there.
Got it. Okay. And so so what would you say is your I know, talking about like the I guess on average, like, on average, what would you say is your number of deals you're doing per month now? Average.
Oh, 2.
2? Okay.
I would say 2. I'm pretty conservative.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And most of them are rehab deals?
Well, what I do is I'll get a deal, and the first thing I try to do is wholesale it, because whoever brings me the money the first.
Got it.
Yeah, and I don't work real hard at it or sacrifice a lot. I just sort of let it out there that it's available, and do the Craigslist ads and all of that. And then if it looks like it's not going to wholesale by the time I close, then I start soliciting for private investors to do the deal with me. And then we go ahead and rehab it and resell it.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So you try to wholesale first, and then if you can't, then you close on it and rehab it. Actually, you already closed on these, right? Because you're buying at the auction, so you already closed on.
Well, these are online auctions, like Fannie Mae properties. They come with insurable title and without liens.
Right.
So it's not the courthouse.
Right, but you have to close them. You have to close on them first before you can even wholesale them, right?
No, you have to put in a deposit, a $5,000 deposit or so, and then you've got about 30 days to actually come up with the rest of the funds with the online auctions. Now, the courthouse step auctions, yeah, you have to pay for that immediately.
And I'm gonna come back to this question around the
Okay.
auction thing here, but so what would you say would be your average profit per deal? Maybe like you can say, okay, your average profit per deal for the wholesaling and your average profit per deal for the rehabbing.
Well, probably for the wholesaling, I try to get 5,000 for myself, and then 2,500 for the person that brings me the buyer. So I start out with a $10,000 upsell on the price,
Got it.
so that I could handle, any issues or
I like
surprises.
that. Okay.
Yeah, and then on the actual rehab, the profits run about $15,000 to $20,000.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
'cause these are low price point houses.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty like national average there in terms of
Okay.
profit per deal. Okay.
I,
And
I had one person who does this in San Diego, and he says, "Gene, you're making $15,000 on a house, and I'm making $50,000, and it's the same amount of work." And I was like, "Well, okay, I think I need to start looking at some of these higher priced houses too." But the opportunities are everywhere. They're everywhere.
got it.
And,
Okay.
and
So all right. So what's making money for you now? How you finding these deals is through an online auction.
I look for deals everywhere. I look on the MLS. I look on the online auctions. There's several auction sites. I'm always looking. I'll even look for wholesalers. I'm not really somebody that says, "Hey, bring me deals," because I like to find the deals. I would rather find them and pass
Got
them
it.
off to somebody else.
Yeah, but if you have to say one source of where you get the most of your deals, what would it be?
Auction.com.
Auction.com as well. Okay. And you say on there they have Fannie Mae and Freddie Macs and different banks properties, is that correct?
Yeah, they have a lot. Yeah, I sort of hesitate to say it just because that I'm creating some competition.
Well, there's more than one. Have you looked into HUD Homes at all?
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
are you auctioning on HUD Home Store too? Or?
No, not right now. I have made some bids on, for some HUD properties, but they didn't go through for whatever reason. But yeah, I'm delighted with HUDs. There's so many. There's so many places to look for properties and to find them. They're everywhere.
Right.
So, and that's why I didn't mind letting you know my buying source, because there's so many.
Right, and also too, they're all over the U.S. too. So
They're everywhere. They're everywhere.
right,
There's
right.
plenty in Houston. There's a ton in Houston. The opportunities in Houston are unbelievable right now.
Okay.
You should be cleaning up.
I'll check. I haven't done any. I haven't buy anything from auctions at all. So I'll definitely.
Well, I can teach you how to do that.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, just to sort of like reciprocate back to you. Are you familiar with HUDHomestore.com?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so so that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I haven't bought anything, but I like it how you're able to auction off nightly like that, or put a bid in nightly like that.
Well, I think you have to have a real estate agent do that for you, though, right?
Right. Yeah, you have to have a HUD broker that does that.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing I really like about the HUD Home Store is you can look at past performance, what the statistics are. So you can see how many are really, for a certain area, you can see how many have been investors, how many have been owner-occupants, the statistics.
That's
So,
good.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And all right, so let's go back a little bit here to the auctions, right? So you go online, you auction the property. Do they have properties that are going on all the time, or is it once a day, once a week? What's going on?
Well, they operate sort of a group of properties. They group them into a certain auction, usually by area, and they do several different types of auctions. They will do online auctions, online only, or they will do a live auction, which they'll do a live webcast. And then if there's anything left over, they'll do another online auction. I've got the whole pattern down on how it works.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So so once you find a property, you bid on it. Is there like a sort of a proxy bid? Is it similar to eBay where you
No,
no?
no, it's pretty much live. If you want to get that property, you've got to be there at the end of the time.
Ah, got it, got
Yeah,
it.
and sometimes it goes into a bidding war.
Oh, I see. Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
And if that happens, I just let it go because there's plenty more.
okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, and when you're bidding, are you bidding from Austin for a
Yeah,
property in California? So
you bet.
you're
Yeah.
doing a live cast auction.
Yeah, I'll do the live cast. I'll do it online. I do all my research online. I do my comps. I look at all the pictures. I have a whole system in place where I even go to Google from before to see if I can find a property when they tried to sell it as a short sale, because then I'll have more pictures to look at.
Ah, I like
Ah,
that. I like that. Okay.
yes, because you'll see, a property from a year or a year and a half ago that where they tried to sell it short sale and couldn't do it. Then it got foreclosed on, and now, of course, on the auction site they only give you just a couple of pictures. But I do the best I can do to look at properties and I for people just starting out, it's probably a good idea to send somebody out there to take pictures or to walk the property or to see what's in there. But at this point, if I can get a property at 30 to 40 cents on the dollar, then I can pretty much handle any surprises that come up.
Got it.
So,
Okay. So
yeah.
when you first started doing the auction stuff, I mean, um, how did you learn about it, and more importantly, it's like how did you even found the guts to do it?
I know it. Oh my goodness. Yeah, the first property, my younger son was sitting at the computer behind me and playing a game or whatever. And this was a live webcast auction. And I was watching it, and it was the first property that I bought in Bakersfield. And it looked cute. I did the comps, I did the numbers, and they were trying to get, I think it was like between 50,000, and they're trying to get to 55,000, and you know how those auctioneers, they talk so fast. And then they said, okay, 52.5. Will you take 52.5? And so I clicked on the bid now, and they said sold to the internet bidder for 52.5, subject to seller's confirmation. And I just said, oh my goodness, I just bought a house. And then my husband came home later that day and saw my son, and oh, this happened today, and then this happened, and oh, mom bought a house. Yeah, it takes some guts.
Yeah,
And
I can imagine.
yeah, and you just, there are many ways to make money in real estate. And yeah, this one's a risky one, but I haven't lost any money doing this.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And so how long do they give you to close on these properties?
Well, you have like 24 hours to put in your earnest money deposit. You've got to, get all your paperwork in. You've got to, your corporate documents, and you have to wire the funds and send them proof of wire. And it's still subject to the seller's acceptance. So even though you sent them $5,000, you might not know for about 2 or 3 weeks if they're going to accept it or not.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, so your money's tied up in their escrow. So that's unfortunate, but it's the way it is. And most of the time they accept it. It's kind of like you're dealing with a whole different set of asset managers.
Okay. And so at the time that you bid on it, you really don't have anything to lose, right? There's no money involved yet. Like
Um,
what
I, I
what
do
if you're
think
the
that,
ending bidder, but then you don't send in your earnest money?
well, there was one I did have to get out of, and I was able to get out of it. I made a terrible mistake on the comps, and they were able to. They were threatening to lose my login or whatever. But I had at that point already done about 6 houses, so they let me get out of it, and they just put
Ah,
it back up for auction again.
that's awesome. Okay. Okay, so it's not that bad. So the worst case scenario, if you give it a try and you made a mistake on your first deal, you lose your login, right? So
Yeah,
that's the worst case
yeah.
scenario.
And in fact, there's another lady I know who, because I've been talking about how I'm doing this. And this one lady who I've sort of shown how I do it, she got a property in Connecticut. And something happened. She got scared. She panicked. And I don't know what reason or what excuse she used, but she was able to talk them out, letting her out of it. Then that same house came around for auction again, and she got it at even a cheaper price, and they accepted it.
Got it. Okay. Well, that's awesome. Awesome for her, and good to hear that. So,
Yeah.
so once the seller come back and said yes, I'll take the offer. How long before you have to close on the property?
Well, I have had them as little as 2 weeks, but most of the time it's 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
okay.
you have time to
To wholesale it or
to wholesale it.
find money. So at the time that you put up the earnest money, do you also have to show proof of funds of how you're going to fund the deal?
Yes. Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You do, but there's ways to get that.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. I like that. All right. So okay. So 4 to 6 weeks to actually close on this thing, and you go to a title company just like normal, and then
Yep. Yep. You use their title company. They provide title insurance, and you get the property. You start working on it, and put it back on the market.
that sounds easy enough.
Sounds easy enough, but I don't know why. Sometimes it gets a little stressful, but things happen sometimes. Properties
Right.
get vandalized or
Right.
ovens stolen, and you gotta. My listing agent that's out in Bakersfield says, Jean, you know what? She says, you kind of think like a man. Something happens, you get upset, then you get over it, and you're back to business.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't know if that was a compliment or not. But
Right. Oh, it's part of the game. It's part of the fun, right?
that's what it is. It's a game. It is a game.
Right.
You're right, and everyone is different.
Right. Exactly.
There
So
was a time I had I think 6 houses at a time going on, and
wow.
yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking. And I think I had 2 without investors for, and that one I had to have 15,000 deposits because they were 2 in the same auction. They charge you more deposits, and so I was scrambling to find investors. So yeah, it can be kind of stressful.
So are most of your deals you partner up with money partners, or do they invest as a lender?
I have done mostly private investors. I've also done hard money lenders.
Okay. No,
So
but my question is, are they loaning you the money at a percentage, or are you partnering up with them and splitting the profit?
Each one's different, but mainly I partner up with them. They provide the cash, I manage the project, and then we split the profits.
Okay. So if there are a group of private lenders now, or one person that says, okay, Jean, here's $3 million. Go
Oh,
have
man.
fun with it.
I wish it was that way. Yeah, I'd be at the courthouse steps then.
Why?
Yeah, if I had the cash in my back pocket, you bet.
Okay.
Nobody's done that yet.
Why would you choose to be at the courthouse step instead of why would you not continue to do what you're doing with the online auction? Why would you
I
want to?
probably would. You know what? I'd probably be at the tax deed auctions. Is where I would be.
You know that I do a lot of these interviews now, and
Uh-huh.
I'm telling you that is a common theme that's coming up.
Yeah, well, I got a property on a tax deed auction for $14,000, a condo hotel on the beach in Daytona Beach.
Whoa! Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
Yeah, I know.
Wow!
I know.
So are you gonna go there and retire or what?
Oh, we vacation there, but we're just it's income.
So
producing.
you're gonna keep it as a vacation rental?
Yeah,
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, great idea.
yeah.
Yeah, you
I
don't.
mean, the market will turn around. Florida will come back.
Right.
I mean, really,
Right.
Florida's
Exactly.
going to be there. It's got a good reason for being there, and that's there's a lot of good reasons. Agriculture, and to me that's important. That's what I look at when I'm looking at where I want to invest. It's got to have a reason to be there. It's got agriculture. Miami itself is the international hub to South and Central America. So you could have as many hurricanes as you want. It is too important a city to be destroyed. And Florida is too pretty and too nice a state to, be in a depressive market forever.
Yeah, exactly. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Okay. So so how do you go about trying to find your buyers?
Well, in this case, the ones that I'm looking for right now in DC and Chicago, I create a flyer of the property, and I put it in postlets, and I syndicate it to the major sites, so it show up on Zillow or whatever. There's a couple of other, subscription sites that I send it to. I put it in Craigslist, and I start getting phone calls. And most of the time, the phone calls are from wholesalers.
Got it. Okay.
So I tell them I'll give them $2,500 if they bring me a cash buyer.
Got it. And that's actually a great idea, an easy way to go about it too, because they already have a buyers list. So why not tap into that, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. And so what are your goals for 2012 here?
I want to do more wholesaling. You know what? I love finding the deal. I love making sure there's enough profit for me and everybody else to make money. And that's my goal for 2012. I think I want to go more into the wholesaling and less in the rehabbing. So that's my goal.
Got it. And how many deals you want to do? How many wholesale deals you want to do for this year?
Oh, I would like to do, well, let me think. I would probably like to do, it would be nice to do 4 a month.
Okay.
4 a month. That'd be about right. Because at $5,000 each, that'd be $20,000 a month. So, but, sometimes sometimes you have to go down to, lower prices. But yeah, that would be nice. I could do that.
Okay. And
Yeah.
are you teaching your kids how to do this as well?
You know what? My husband said to me the other day, he says, Jean, all you do is talk about real estate. That's all you talk about. I'm like, well, and your point? So they pick it up.
Got
I
it.
don't know if they have the passion for it like I do.
Yeah, real estate, you do definitely have to have the passion for it. Because otherwise it can get pretty boring.
It's stressful, yeah, but I'll tell you, and it's rewarding.
Right.
It's stressful and it's rewarding. Don't think you're going to get rich because you invest in real estate.
Right. So what about long term? How are you going to take over the war?
Well, I am supposed to be holding on to some of these properties to get cash flow. And so long term, I need to start adding that to my portfolio.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. And man, if I had the cash now, that's what I would be doing right now. There are areas where the spreads are unbelievable. So, yeah, I'd be in Chicago right now buying holds.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the type of properties that's getting very popular lately is multifamily apartment buildings.
Yeah.
They I think it's like the next hot thing that's coming on. I see tons of deals out there on multifamily, and I see a lot of people getting into that as their buy and hold.
If the numbers make sense. I don't know why. I've looked at apartments, but then they start talking cap rate and how the price is based on the cap rate, and I want 30 cents on the dollar is what I want. So there's investors out there when you talk commercial and apartments that out in California they think a 6% cap rate is okay. I'm looking for the 30 and 40% cap rate. So, and it's out there. It's there.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're talking about in terms of like really distressed, distressed apartments where you can fix it up and turn it around, then definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't know if I want to take that on right now, but I'm still learning. I mean, 2 years is not long enough
Right.
to.
Oh, you're
Uh,
having a lot of fun. So.
I am having a lot of fun, and like I said, I like getting the deal, and um, the rehabbing part I can do. I mean, I've figured out how to find and identify a good contractor. I found one in Chicago. I would love, like I said, I'd love to go start playing in Chicago. Uh, and that's critical because that's critical to your power team is have a contractor that's also an investor himself because
Right.
they understand.
Right.
So um, anyway, I forgot what the question was, but
Yeah.
anyway,
Well, yeah.
yeah.
The question. Well, it wasn't really a question. Just a comment about the multifamily, stuff.
Oh, yeah, the
Yeah.
multi-families. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not ready for that yet.
Got it.
I'm
Okay.
still a student.
One of the things that I really enjoy what you're doing with blogging, about your deals and the process and stuff like that, so
Right.
that way other people can learn from that, get inspired by that. I just
Thank
love
you.
that.
Oh,
Love
I
that.
do too. I love doing it.
Yeah.
I love sharing it.
So here's a challenge for you for your blog.
Uh-oh.
Here's a challenge for you for your blog. If you, if you were to start all over again,
Uh-huh.
and you have no money. As a matter of fact, you're like up, you're like up the ice ball on debts, and creditors are calling you, and you don't have any resources left. Um, and you don't have any private lenders or anything like that.
Right. Right.
Okay, and you must make money within 30 days. What would you do?
Um, um, I would network heavily with my local network, and I would talk to people. I would hear what the problems are. I would hear who's doing what, where, and then I would take those connections and get them together. Oops, sorry about that. So I would get those connections together and try to negotiate a finder's fee for getting whatever isn't working.
Okay, so let me make sure I understand you correctly. So you network with, say, like a local investment group.
Right,
You find the people who perhaps having trouble selling their house,
right,
like a tired landlord. They're evicting their tenants, right? So they might be tired of selling their house, and then you find someone who's looking for a house to buy, and you kind of bird dog the two of them together.
yeah. Or I would probably, because I come across a lot of wholesalers too. I would value the network of the wholesalers
Okay, all right. So you find wholesalers that have deals that they're trying to wholesale,
or buyers
or buyers. Okay, and then you find another wholesaler that have deals, or buyer, and you
or
put
buyers
the two of them together and
and get
figure
them
out a way.
connected. Yeah,
Good. I like that.
yeah, yeah. If you were first starting out, that's probably the best thing to do. And and you don't have to quit your day job to do it. Um, just start networking. There's money to be made there. There are talents that everybody has that are better than what you have. So like I can find a good deal. That's my talent. Now, the actual knocking on people's doors or putting up bandit signs or things like that. I don't want to deal with people's personal problems, really. So that's me. But that's okay. Other people can do that, and they can knock on doors and talk to people and help people and get great value in helping the people. But that's not my talent. So I would probably partner up with somebody that maybe has that talent, and then I would find the connections to get a deal done, from a business standpoint.
Got it. Okay. You have enough drama. You don't care to have more drama added to your life,
I'm
right?
sorry if people are having problems in their house and they need to get rid of it fast or they're getting evicted. But I'll tell you, and this isn't for somebody that's new starting out, but I've learned so many things, so many different strategies. So if people are in trouble with their house, there are so many different ways to sell it to another person instead of the standard way.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, you know, every entrepreneur, every investor is a little bit different, the personality type, and so yeah, it's that's why there's many different types of deals. There's many different ways we can find a deal, and just find one that that matches your personality. And
Right.
yeah, and so
Yeah.
it sounds to me
And I
like
stay networked with everybody because, I mean, right now, like seller financing is such a big deal. If somebody could bring me a seller finance rehab, I'd be all over that.
got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is your personal biggest secret to success is?
Share everything you know. Share what you've learned. Don't hold it to your chest. If you're real, people will appreciate you. They will. I've gotten absolutely all of my private investors just because of my blogging and my Facebook presence, and because I share everything openly, honestly, and that's what I would do. That's my recommendation. Don't think you've got some big secret or some deal that you can't tell anybody else. I mean, yeah, people try to, there are horror stories and there's evil in this business, but when you are open and have integrity and honest, you will attract the same kind of people.
Exactly. Yeah, I was just about to mention that is that yeah, in your sharing, people connect with you on a much deeper level, and so you attract the kind of people that want to do business with you.
I know. Gosh, there was one house I had that somebody was breaking into it every single day. There'd be another break-in, and they got to where they stole the towel racks, and they were taking the knobs off the cabinet doors. It's like, how much else can you steal from that?
Oh
So,
man,
but by just talking about that and sharing that information, it's really been helpful, and I was able to solve the problem, and people just they love me because I share at that kind of level.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really great. And so you mentioned a lot about sharing and networking. Do you have? Are you familiar with mastermind groups? Have you heard?
Yes. Yeah.
So do you have like a small group that
I
you're very
do.
connected to, and you guys?
Yeah. Actually, and it's so funny because it didn't really start out that way. It wasn't really labeled as a mastermind group. It was a big networking lunch, and just people died off and died off, and then some of the regulars would show up, and so now we're down to about, sometimes it could be as few as 3 or as many as 8 or 10 people show up. But usually there's like a solid 3, 4, 5 of us that show up each and every time, and they're from very different backgrounds. I've got a note broker. I've got a real estate agent that likes to work with investors. There's other wholesalers that come in, and it's that nice small group has been so instrumental in my business. The one of the challenges that I came across with these online auctions is you can't change title. You can't wholesale it to somebody else. So because of that mastermind group, we were able to come up with a way to work around that and utilize land trusts in order to wholesale and keep the title in the same name. And it's because of that small group that, and actually we were just sort of chatting outside on the way to our cars when it was over, when we came up with that. And I've been doing it ever since.
That's awesome. That's
Yeah,
great.
great
Okay.
value in that.
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I belong to several mastermind group, and the guys that belong with. I mean, they're very high caliber guys, and so they're I get number one, I get inspired, and I get motivated seeing what the things that they accomplish on a regular basis, and that pushed me along a lot. And of course, they also nudge me along too. But it's just in that sharing, you just learn so much, and
Yeah.
helping each other.
Yeah, I think you're right. In fact, I just got a call from somebody else who's more experienced than I am, and the way that happened was I think I was advertising one of those properties that I currently have, and I said it was in a good area. I don't know why I said it was in a good area. I don't know if it's in a good area or not. I said, but it's one of the sales things that you're supposed to say. It's in a good area, and So this one man says, "What do you think is a good area?" And I said, "A good area is anywhere where I can buy a property and sell it for 2 or 3 times what I paid for it. That's a good area." He said, "That's the answer I was looking for." Next thing I know, he's calling me, and he's a guru, and he's out there doing deals and helping people, and so who knows? You never know when you're going to get connected to somebody that can maybe help you.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, well, we're gonna wrap up the interview here, and so let's give people your website address, your blog,
Sure.
however way you want them to get a hold of you, or get to
Oh, okay.
learn more about you.
Well,
Let's give it
it's jean@jeannorton.com is my email address, and then I've got my original blog, which is jeannortoninvestor.com, and then I've got a new blog coming up called rehabbingremotely.com.
I like that.
And I'm on Facebook. My Facebook is facebook.com/Jean Norton Austin, so you can connect with me there. And feel free to connect with me. Like I said, I'm happy to share and happy to share notes, do deals, and you can read my blog. I finally put my blog in an ebook format because it's 2.5 years of blogging, and and seeing how every step of the way I've learned more. And
That's great. I like that. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, you guys watching this, make sure you go check out Jean's blog there, and and learn about how she's doing her business. And of course, hey, if you want to be a passive investor, send money her way. She'll make your
send money
work
my
for
way.
you.
I tell
Right.
you, like I said, if there was money in my back pocket, I would be finding even better deals.
Right, exactly. And so if you want your money to work hard for you, send it over to Jean. She'll help you with that. If you have deals, you want to run it by Jean, send her those deals. She'll help you sell it, make money. Or if you have buyers, find out when Jean has a property to sell to your buyers, do that. So
That's right. Well, thank you.
yeah,
I
awesome.
appreciate that.
Thank you so much, Jean, for this great interview. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, you're such a sweetheart, a blessing to talk to. It's so
Well,
fun,
thank
so
you.
joyful. I enjoyed our interview here a lot.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'll talk to you next time. Bye bye. Bye, Jean.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.